Oh boy, everyone, it's that time again. Time to look at more horrifying Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. From Thomas and the Killer Cars, Thomas Blows His Stack, Shed 17, Project G1, Cellular Fallout, and hell, we even looked at the dark and disturbing episodes that came from the show itself. Now we're looking at a YouTuber called Andy Wilson 92. This channel is one of those disturbing, poorly animated CGI videos channels that I'm sure you all know about. Potato Knishes, Seinfeld Spit Stain, Pam Try, that kind of thing. The difference between them and Andy Wilson is that Andy Wilson had been doing it longer, so many of these videos are just bastardization of things with horrifying results. Take Pumpkin World for example. You know that weird Flash game that had the pumpkin that would eat a lot of food?
I am very hungry.
Oh yeah. Another difference between Andy Wilson and other of these cursed 3D animators is that while most of them use text-to-speech voices, Andy prefers to destroy your eardrums. Or what about his creepypasta videos, where he essentially takes the creepypasta and just completely changes the story, but still ends up making it unique and unnerving in its own right.
Looks like you'll be sailing with the captain for a while.
There's also Floppy the Hammerhead, a series about a pink, well, I think we can all figure out what this thing is supposed to be.
It's Jesus! Say hello, Jesus!
Looks like Thomas the Tank Engine is running out of steam. What are you going to do, Thomas?
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here. First off, we're in the middle of nowhere. Thomas looks like an eldritch abomination. The track clearly ends right behind him, so how could he even be out of steam if he wasn't going anywhere? And what the hell is this thing right next to him? Who is that supposed to be? Well, we'll find out later, hopefully, because I honestly want to know what Thomas is going to do. What will be his response?
Fuck my drain hole!
Hold on, what do you mean by that? You're just going to do that right there? In front of the kids? Wow, that's really something. Of course, with any masterpiece, there's usually a sequel, and not too long after release of this short, we got Thomas and Friends 2.
At the village station, the commuters are waiting for James's steam trains to pick them up and take them to work.
You know, if I had a nickel for every time there was a weird, poorly 3D animated Thomas parody that involved a character falling from the sky, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happens. Ugh, hell, you know where I'm going with this.
That controller wanted a word with James about what happened this morning. Now, James, you are 2 minutes late to the station this morning. You have to be faster in future. These people need to get to work on time, said the fat controller.
Also, you completely obliterated another human being, but if you're gonna do that, can you at least do it in a timely manner?
Eat my train shit!
What the hell? That poor guy didn't do anything. If you're gonna shit on someone, at least shit on the fat controller, who you were actually mad at. Also, it appears that because of how similar James looks from this thing from the last video, I think that that's what that's supposed to be, an unfinished model. And seeing how beautiful this model looks now, you can tell why so much care had to be put into it.
And off he went, speeding down the tracks.
You know, despite all the disturbing Thomas fan content we've seen, why is it that I think this will be the thing that would most likely mentally scar a poor child who clicked on this thinking it was the real thing? Now on the wall of the special needs school it has the letters IWTCIRD. Now some of you watching this probably know what those letters stand for. If you don't, well, I'm not going to tell you, but trust me, you don't want to know. A little over a year later we'd get a 3rd episode, but not before getting our ears blessed with the Thomas and Friends theme song.
We'll do this for all the 6 to 8. Shub trucks and haul it freight.
You really gotta love how he sounds like he's trying to make himself cough up blood.
Red and peanut, brown and blue. The real idiots for crew.
Honestly, an insane asylum patient on psychedelics couldn't come up with something like this. I like how the tracks are just a suggestion. Like they only have to use them if they want to. Kinda like in All Engines Go.
Away down the hills and round the bends. Thomas and his friends.
James probably wasn't able to see Thomas in time, but Thomas had no fucking excuse. That crash was your fault.
Thomas, he's the cheeky one.
If you don't know why Thomas's funnel did that in, I think you might be a bit too young to watch this, so you ought to leave.
James is very lots of fun. Plus he's both a real time. Golden funds us down the line. And we really knows his stuff.
Yeah, I think someone else knows his stuff too.
Henry, Pearson, Holt, and Puff. Edward wants to help and share.
Edward's the only character in this that thankfully doesn't look like a sleep paralysis demon.
So well, let's say he's square.
You know, the obvious joke here is that Toby isn't square, but I also like how literally every other character in this is square, but the one that's actually supposed to be.
There's something that continues there for a while.
Well, thanks for letting us know. Okay, time for episode 3.
In the morning on the island of Sodor, Gordon is racing down the tracks to take Mrs. Flam's tally to the post office so she can collect her pension.
What we doing today, Gordon?
Don't smoke, kids. As you can see, the audio quality is only just improving. Okay, that actually looks pretty fun. At this point, you should know the hazard of trains falling from the sky is a real issue.
We've got to get there, Gordon. The post office opens soon.
At the station, the Fat Controller is giving Thomas and James their jobs for the day. Thomas, we need you to deliver this coal to the power station, or the island will be without power.
I like how this entire island has a large railway system and most likely big population, and it only has one power station that supplies power to everything. What did he say there? Your guess is as good as mine.
A fallen, Gordon.
Oh no! I'm a fallen, and I can't get up! That is my impression of American advertising.
I don't think I'll be able to walk now.
Thomas the Tank Engine is coming to the rescue.
No way, I've seen what kind of stuff goes in the train hole.
You trains have done such a good job. You're all invited back to mine later for tea and Battenberg cakes.
Honestly though, this episode had a pretty wholesome ending.
Merry Christmas to all from the island of Sodor.
Now there was actually going to be a 4th episode of the series, but Andy Wilson's hard drive failed, so there was only a bit of salvage footage left.
Right now, you trains, tonight has to go well. I haven't gotten any puss since the Falklands War.
You and me both. God, I hate the way he just slithers around the corner. That shit freaks me out.
Now then, Gordon, you stay there and don't get into any trouble.
Jeez, Fathead is really just gonna let his engine speak to him like that? What a weak man.
That's a lovely dress you're wearing.
Why, thank you. It was my late husband's dress.
Sadly, this is all we have of this animation. I think it's sufficient enough, but it's sad we'll never know how it truly ends. However, in 2022, Andy Wilson would actually go on to reboot the series with the Thomas and Friends PS1 game. While it looks completely different from the old episode, it's still an interesting way to continue the series.
Thomas, you have exactly 10 minutes to deliver this toll to my house.
Ear rape audio. Some things never change. The audio does improve though, 3 episodes later.
Careful slice of mouthpass.
Hey, stop speaking so close to the microphone. You'll hurt people's ears.
Oh, sorry. Shall we redo the previous lines?
No, it's good. We're running out of tape anyway. Just redo this one.
Overall, these videos basically try to parody a PS1 game with similar looking graphics and such. So, that was a brief overview of Andy Wilson 92's animations and his Thomas and Friends series. Overall unique, hilarious, and very, very weird.